Good afternoon, it's Pierre with Overview Property Inspection. I wanted to showcase a couple things with you guys so you're aware and things to look out for if you are rebuilding a deck or if you're having a deck built. My house is from the 2000s, and as you can see I've ripped everything apart, and I wanted to show something that is a common issue with deck building. Okay, so typically what you see is you'll see a deck ledger secured directly to the rim board, and then you're gonna have a flashing details that will sit on top of the decking. And what happens a lot of times is the WRB is not properly interconnected and flash properly around the openings of doors. And if you take note, you'll notice that my outside corner is starting to rot. Same thing with that inside corner, but mostly the rest of the rim board looks pretty good. And this will be for a couple of things. Number one, the WRB wasn't properly overlapping. You always want to make sure you're installing things in a shingled manner. But another thing, this is a J trim for siding. If you take note, you're going to notice that there's a lot of debris in there. And so what happens as water comes down the wall, it'll collect in this J trim and it can't drain to the left, so it'll drain to the right. Well, take note of how much damage I got on that corner. Okay, let's look at this one. So this J trim is still attached, and then look at all the debris. And if you look at where most of the discoloration on the rim board, it's at the corner because that's where the water's been draining. So what I always tell clients is two things. It's always best to have a deck that is built freestanding and not directly attached to the house. That way your drainage plane can be continuous down the wall. Okay. And an area that is prone to water buildup and water damage is actually underneath the sill, under doors, windows. I've got two patio doors here, but you'll notice, look at the discoloration directly under the patio door. It's because the sheathing was all exposed there. So ultimately, you can always still build a deck directly to the ledger, but you got to make sure that the WRB is flashed all the way down. And what I'm going to have to do now is I've got to strip some of the siding back, as you can notice, and then I'm going to have to I'm using Siga, which is and I'm going to have to put it on as such and then put that all back in. Now it's going to have to be tucked in behind the existing tar paper, but it's still going to be a challenge to go underneath these patio doors. All that because flashing details weren't properly done. Now my house is from 2000, so it's not that old. And the reason I build my decks a little bit different, but you're going to notice that I've got a 4x6 on its side and then one stacked on top. And then I've got it built away from the wall. Because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to actually be insulating the outside of my house because we're in the process of net zeroing our house, which obviously is a long process and very expensive process. So we're doing it in stages. And so while I've got this area of the backyard ripped apart, where the deck is, we are being proactive to put insulation 18 inches below grade. Another common issue that you're going to find is grading underneath decks are never properly done. And so I actually had to bring in 5 yards of dirt to try to re-level things. Now I'm still a couple yards short, but we're still working away at this project. And there you have it. There's a deck project. Always learning, always building, always enjoying what I do. Anyways, enjoy your day, guys.